Hey guys, and welcome to Petrol Ped, and welcome to an Aston Martin Vantage with a manual gearbox. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, I am in the Aston Martin Vantage AMR 59, a very special car. I can't wait to share this one with you. Now, hopefully by now you'll have seen my Aston Martin GT12 versus DBS Superleggera video that I shot just here, thanks to an amazing invite from a good friend of mine, David, who said, come and film with my two cars. But he also said, while you're here, would you like to film with this? Now, I am a big fan of the new Vantage. I've driven one on track, I've been lucky enough to drive one on the road, and they are a sensational, sensational car. But this is no ordinary Vantage. There are two very special things about this car. Firstly, and maybe most excitedly, this has a manual 7-speed gearbox. No flappy paddles. Manual gearbox, 3 pedals. And then secondly, this is the AMR version. Now, they only made 200 AMR manual Vantages. But this is even more special than that, because this is what's called the AMR 59 in celebration of Aston's victory at Le Mans in 1959. And guess what? They only made 59. So there's only 59 of these cars here. So, you know, if you thought the GT12 was exclusive, they made 100 of those. They've only made 59 of these, and we're going to get to experience one. A beautiful spec. If we take a look around the car, the standout feature for me, the beautiful body colour, but it's this luminous kind of green accent stripe down there, hints and tips on the diffuser at the front and the rear, and inside the cabin is absolutely to die for. But the first thing I want to show you are the wheels. Now, there are certain things that are super difficult to get across on camera. Metallic paint or any paint colour, the noise of an exhaust, but also I think the finish on these wheels, it's going to be really difficult. But I've never seen a wheel with a finish like this before. It's got almost like it feels like dry paper. It's got a textured finish. It's a beautiful colour. And then behind the wheel, these AMR Vantages have the carbon ceramic brake option of the most fantastic luminous green brake calipers. But these wheels are simply stunning. I wouldn't want to curb them, but they are very, very beautiful. This car is just so special. But if you think this is a good view, you wait till you see the back view, because the back view is quite special. I can see I'm going to be having to do lots of kneeling down on this review. Look at that! It just sets that rear diffuser off an absolute treat. There's no big wing on the back or anything. It's just a Vantage, and why mess with something that looks so good anyway? The other thing I really like is we've got the quad exit exhaust. The thing I couldn't stand about Vantage when it first launched was the tiny little pea shooter exhaust on either side. It just didn't look right at all. That, however, that looks much better. Now, I think we'll need to wait till we get out on the road to see what it sounds like. Sadly, these modern cars, you know, all of these particulate filters and, you know, environmental emissions regulations probably means that this is going to be a little bit deadened compared with the first lot of Vantages that came out, but it's still going to sound incredible. But yes, beautiful. Should we jump inside? Because that's rather good. Oh. Aston Martin do a good cabin, but this one is on another level to any Aston I've sat in. I think it's just a stunning, stunning place. We'll start off with the kind of distinctive squared off steering wheel, but there's no paddles behind it because of this lovely manual gearbox. Now, it's a 7-speed gearbox, so it's a dogleg gearbox. That means first gear is down, or left and down, and then as a standard H pattern, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh. So that should be great fun to drive, and obviously 3 pedals, so it feels great to be able to put my foot down on the clutch pedal. But just the interior has been finished off so beautifully. These seats with this beautiful kind of navy Alcantara with the bright luminous green stripe. The headline has got the stripe as well. There's Alcantara all over the A-pillar and the roof lining. It is just magnificent. This lovely contrast stitching just here. Do you think I'm a fan? Now, the really cool thing about the Vantage is it's a very usable car. There's plenty of luggage space in the back. It's just beautiful, absolutely beautiful. But again, whenever I get in a car this special, the most important thing, the thing you're probably all waiting to watch, is what's it like to drive? What's it going to be like playing with a manual gearbox in the new Aston Martin Vantage? Only one way to find out. Let's take it for a drive. Oh, I'm so excited about this particular car. Start the engine. Ooh, hello. Hello indeed. Now I'm just going to put this car straight into sport on the dials, Sport Plus, and then left and then down into gear. Electronic handbrake off, and away we go. So I really love the Vantage, and the flappy paddle gearbox in the Vantage is a brilliant thing. I was never a massive criticizer of it, to be honest, but this is special. So to have a manual gearbox in a Vantage, as I said, the AMR version has been on a diet. It's shaved weight over the standard Vantage, so it's more lightweight. You certainly wouldn't call it stripped out though. It's a luxurious thing in here. This interior is just beautiful. So let's go for a bit of a... Now the really weird thing is going to be starting in first gear, bottom left, but... Oh, changing manually in a Vantage. Now the interesting thing, even though I'm in sport mode, that's gone straight in. It's quite interesting to try and just play with the gears. That went, I think I went straight from third into, what would it be, sixth there. So I think the gearbox will take a little bit of getting used to. But David was saying that this car, because of kind of, you know, emissions legislations and stuff, just doesn't pop and bang and crackle maybe as much as even the first new shape Vantages did. Actually, it's got quite a nice crack on upshift. Nice throw to the gearbox. I'm just getting used to the different, because it's a dog leg, the different positions of the gears. It's funny, you drive a normal, you know, first, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth gearbox, and that gets imprinted into your brain, and you don't really think about the gears being anywhere else. But this is different. So I'm now in fourth, but the gear's at the top, which is weird. Fifth comes back there. So yeah, I think that just takes a little bit of standard getting used to. Now the old manual Vantage, which I've never driven before, the old shape one, they had the dogleg gearbox as well, so it's basically a derivative of that. And it's just great changing gear. So this is the second kind of sports car with the manual box, having driven the 718 Porsche recently and just loving that. And for me, it's the engagement, the driver engagement a manual gearbox gives you. It's just unmatched. You know, even the best flappy paddle gearboxes, fast as they are, they just maybe lack that driver engagement. Although, if you've seen my GT12 video, one of the things I love about the Sport Shift 3 box in the Aston Martin is it requires technique. You need to think about what you're doing. You need to just lift off the throttle slightly when you're changing gear. And when you get a nice gear change, it feels great. You feel a sense of accomplishment. It's the same thing when you drive a manual car. The technique of changing gear, it just becomes a really, it's almost like an aspirational thing. I find myself trying to get the best gear change possible. certainly in terms of fit and finish, I love the new Vantage. I love the fact it's got lots of buttons. I really do. The controls around the aircon and this central control, those buttons are really lovely, and we actually see that in the new DBX as well. It's interesting, the squared off steering wheel, one of the advantages of having that when you've got paddles is it means that when your hands are 2:45, your fingers are right on the paddles because they're kind of just brought in a little bit. And I like that, but you obviously don't need that because I don't have any paddles. I've got the suspension just set to softer, the normal dampers. It's quite a bumpy bit of road this. I don't think I particularly need to go into the sport setting. I find that's a little bit too harsh on a British B road. But I think once you get used to the gear change, and it does take some getting used to, it's a nice change. The thing I'm finding just a little bit interesting is on the way down, in the back of my head, in the don't break the car thing, I'm just worried about dropping it all the way down into first by accident and over revving the car. Okay, shall we see if she lifts her skirt? Yes. The simple answer to that is yes. And actually, the gear change is probably a little bit better and easier when you're pushing on, when you're, not just mooching. I think you need to kind of really make a conscious effort to go to a particular gear. Don't just lazily change. But certainly the power from that little AMG derived V8 is just fantastic. And it's got a turn of speed. Oh, David, the owner, my friend, you are a lucky, lucky man. And not only do you have that GT12, which, let's face it, I think is probably the best sounding car I've ever driven. This is lovely. Now, interestingly, the one thing I am noticing in terms of clutch pedal, because the footwell, I'm guessing the footwell was originally designed just for a semi-automatic gearbox with 2 pedals. So by putting 3 pedals in there, it's quite tight on the clutch foot in terms of the clutch is fine, but where you rest your foot, there's not a massive gap between the clutch and the actual inner transmission tunnel. And it's actually, I've not got massively wide shoes on, but it's enough to just catch your foot on the clutch if you're not careful. So nice swapping cogs in a Vantage. And now she's warming up, and we do have a few pops and bangs coming out the back. Where did that come from? Oh. So up front we've got 510 PS and 625 Newton meters. And that will propel this car to 60 miles an hour in about 3.5 seconds. Not that I'm going to be trying that today. I think you would need to really get comfortable with that gearbox to get the gear changes quick enough to do that. But it certainly has some go, that's for sure. We'll probably need to talk about the price, because these things, well, they're in the region of about £164,000, which is a lot of money for a Vantage. But I guess you're buying into a very exclusive club, really. You're well, 59 of these in the world. I know it's predominantly a paint job and an interior trim job, but it's a really nice paint job and a really nice interior trim job. And it, for me, tunnel. Well, it's not really a tunnel, but just a. Oh, just a little bit on that bump. It's got such good road manners, the new Vantage. They ride the road so beautifully. Man alive, this is a fast car. Oh. So my final impressions of the manual Vantage, at last, is what I need to say to start with. I like it a lot. The gearbox takes a lot of getting used to, and I've had a very, very short period of time in the car today. It's been a very busy day filming today, but I like it a lot, and the car itself just looks stunning. Massive thank you to David, mate. I'll put his Instagram link there. Give him a follow. He's an absolute legend for letting me play with this car today. It's a beautiful, beautiful thing. A short but sweet video, I know, but guys, I hope you've enjoyed that one. If you have done so, please give me a thumbs up. Comments below are always welcome, and if you haven't done so already, please subscribe to Petrol for plenty more content to come. I nearly put the car in reverse then. I'd love to know how many owners or people who haven't driven one of these before go to put it into first, end up in reverse and back into the car behind them. Probably quite